Thanks a lot for giving this platform to discuss with us. It's a very important topic for this particular forum. And in the morning, Bharat Bhai has touched upon the things very nicely and very precisely. He has touched upon the things. And then subsequently, it has been well covered by Mr. Krishnamurthy, and it's very nicely covered by Shekhar as well. So it is very enlightening session, and I would like to just add few points which is already covered. I like that word that getting more with the less. That's the beautiful
Yes.
statement made by Krishnamurti. Getting more with the less.
Doing more with less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how that will be a very good thing. And second point is that most important point is that all these things can be possible by making a collaborative approach with that customer, and the awareness created by them. Because most of the cases, if you want to have any change, the mindset is that the existing one, people are very reluctant to change. Now that awareness to be created with the collaborative method, why we need it, why the mother earth need to be saved for the long-term sustenance, and how the technology can help us to have this cost factor in place. Because the technology and all these factors is important, but as far as India is concerned, people are tremendously cost sensitive, and the technology, there lies the challenges with the technologies that make the product affordable, make the product available with that easily, and it should be executable in a easiest manner. So that's the three challenges we generally face. Because in the actual situation at site, found that the treatment and the way things are happening, it is completely different the way we are expecting to be executed. But a lot of initiatives, collaborative effort is there. Along with that, stakeholders, facility owners, executors, everybody, every stakeholder need to play a vital role, crucial role to make it, and making this, understanding this importance of environmental management in the paint industry for the long-term sustenance. So with that note, I would like to take you through my presentation quickly, because Bharat Bhai is very particular on time. I try to finish on these things within my limit.
It's lunchtime for everybody.
So thanks, Bharat, thanks organizers, and in specific for choosing this project. This in the paint industry, importance of paint comprises of hazardous material. The four ingredient, everything is hazardous, and how it is impacting the environment, that solvent and all. So that we are all know, and now people awareness is gradually increased. Subsequently, how it is impacting, that already some initiatives we have taken as far as Indian context is concerned. We are trying to removing all the lead chrome based product from the paint formulation. We are away from that. We are basically moving towards the high volume solid products with the less solvent evaporation, with the low VOC, high BS products. And also there is a lot of changes is happening by reducing the consumption of the paints by using a high DFT single coat product, which will be making the number of coats will be less. Fourth one is that by doing some innovative approach in terms of application one coat, or avoiding some amount of coats and giving the similar type of finish of multiple coats. So that's how that will lead to the value innovation and the protection of the environment. So importance of the paint and its impact to the environment has discussed in this presentation through that. So apart from that, we also need to understand that we are doing painting not only for the beautification, but also main objective is the protection of the surface from the corrosion. And the latest thumb rule is that there is a 4% of the GDP, is 3 to 4% of the GDP in India is being wasted for the non-mitigation techniques, lack of knowledge in the non-mitigation techniques of corrosion. and it's basically leads to the colossal loss because of the corrosion. So sustainability and corrosion is directly linked. So this loss is basically talking only about the not only that material loss. If we consider the productivity loss, human life loss, that numbers will be much more. In India, INC is a footing annual bill of close to 4.5 lakhs crore on account of the losses of corrosion. So though there is no systematic study in India so far, Corrosion Society has by and large estimated that above value. The lack of implementation, why this is so? Because there is a lack of awareness, there is a lack of understanding of the product, and of course, the painting is taking the least priority there. In the whole project, the painting cost of painting may be 1% to 1.5% to 2%. 98% of the project will be standstill if the 2% painting is not done correctly. If the project is not painted on time, the whole project cannot take off. But this 2% is having such a 100% impact. That understanding is gradually coming through this this type of forum platform where interaction is happening and people awareness is gradually increasing. So what we are actually seeing, that synthetic enamel usually having 30 to 35% of the paint even today in the lot of pharmaceutical and all, and they are using a huge amount of solvent. Still it is there. So the low build epoxy, low build polyurethane, which is close to constitute 35% in the still is there is a huge scope that work has not yet been done. The high solid paints has entered in the selected zone comprising hardly 10 to 15% of area. Solventless and waterborne paints is still less than 5% of the total paint consumption. So there is a immense scope. There is a tremendous amount of awareness, and of course, the cost impact is also there. So Indian market is highly cost sensitive, and hence we have to seriously think towards that, how to make it viable, affordable, and executable. So paint industry is expected to grow. Generally in India, paint is grown around 1.5 times of GDP growth. So till now, we have grown to the extent of say 12 to 15% annually CAGR over last 5 years, and there is a big amount of investment is happening on this particular area. And where there is a structure, where there is a corrosion, there will be painting, and where there is a painting, there will be solvent, and where there is a solvent, there will be a chance of pollution in the environment. And hence, we have to be very, very togetherness. We have to understand. And we have to change the specification. We have to work towards the specification, and also taking up with the government that this is long term and this is a sustainable solution, and hence we have to focus on that. And sometimes regulation also needs to be set in that this much of VOC, this much of things must be there, without which it will not be allowed. Some stringent norms, if it is supported by the government, hopefully that will also bring some changes in the industry. So the paint basically coming under the category of the red category, because it consists of lot of environmental polluting components inside it, and hence we have to be very careful by using what type of paint, what type of solvent we have to use. As Bharat Bhai was mentioning, that lot of solvents can be done from the green sources, and that green sources can be effectively used. But who will be giving that cost? And if that is the challenge, that making it cost viable and also environmental friendly, that two things does not happen together, and that is the challenges we are facing. So everybody knows that main component is the four paint component: binder, pigment, solvent, and these things, and where solvent contribution is 30 to 80%, and which is basically main reason for making the things disturbed, polluted, and hence we have to be very, very careful. So volatile organic component, which is solvent, which is basically consists of that paint majority of the things, and hence we have to be careful of using the less solvents or environmental which will be polluting the environment, or we have to shift towards the solvent which is not polluting, like water-based product. And that, apart from that, whenever the paint is applied, how it is applied, and what is the transfer efficiency, and then application will also play a very critical role. So if it is efficiency is improved and all the paint is falling in the surface, then wastage will be less, and then that wastage will polluting the environment. So we have a very strong impact of the application side as well. So So what is that factors is basically playing volatile organic component, which is polluted the air. And second thing, the spray over the paints, which is polluted the land. So we have to be careful to handling the both by using the less amount of solvent, which will be coming, and using the better technology of application, which will be also helping to get the land less polluted. So these are the overall impact, that how 100 kg paints, having that 50 kg paint solid on the workplace, and 50 kg, more than 50 kg on the air and earth. And if it is controlled, that can be done. So this is also having an ozone effect. The VOC emitted by usage of the low solid paints has to be controlled for its presence and health and environmental hazards. In the environment, in the atmosphere, the VOC together with nitrogen oxide form a complex photochemical reaction, which is basically is reason for the ozone effect, which is a very, very dangerous thing. And hence, we are all working towards that. So basically, we are working towards the high solid, low VOC products. And by and large, in 284 billion, this thing 60% consume is basically composed of the raw material, and out of that 30% is consumption. Shows that this much of paint is solvent. So ultimately, there is a big scope for using the high build, high build product, high VOC, low VOC, high solid products. That will ultimately give you a little bit respite from this particular issue. So there are the type of the material on which there is a norms has been given, that 150 gram per liter for non-flat paint. For flat paint, it is 50 gram per material. Anti-corrosive, anti-rust paint 250 gram per. So these are the VOC norms has been decided by LEED and IGBC Council for making the environmental friendly products. So ultimately, what is the things I have already shared, that water-based products, smart coating, solventless coating, single coat, and then coatings under insulation of services, and high durable coating with that longer life and less coats. So that could be the solution. What is that we are doing in Berger? We are doing a lot of work on the aqua green paints on both epoxy and polyurethane. Solventless ultra high build paints, we are working towards that. Anti-carbonation paints, we are working. Rangoli Breathe Easy, we are having the BREEAM level certifications committed to the Singapore Environmental Health and Safety Standards as eco-friendly healthy paints. So a lot of other work is going on, and hence, and as far as durability is concerned, it has already been shared. It has already been told how one paint, and if you do not do the paint in a regular interval, that will also very important aspect. So if we do the paints, it should last for a long time. So pollution for the environment will be least, and hence durability will also playing a very, very critical role. Already it is spoken by the earlier speakers, and I'm not going to that in greater details. We are also working towards in the same area in a very deep manner. And durability aspects, we are basically taking care. So we have to draft a national chemical policy, that is Government of India and Ministry. So REACH, registration, evaluation, authorization, legislation enacted in the European Union, and we are also working to the same line to build the similar type of things, but long way to go. So with that, I would like to thank for giving us a platform for discussing the very key aspect, that importance of environmental management in the paint industry. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tokshi. Thank you, Mr. Sudhanshu Nagar, and everyone.
Yeah, is this okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So